finally got round to doing that bite video, and it was just two beauties I thought this morning to show for the bite that I'm going to show you today. This one's bang on £11 common. I have had this one before when it was about £9. It's a lovely fish, beautiful and orange. Caught on Carpers Essential top-ups, my standard particle mix. That one was the same. We didn't catch it. We just got to hold it for me because this one wasn't playing ball, but yeah. We're going to go ahead and let these two go and show you some bites. Just to prove that you can catch on bird seed. Again, perfect mirror, £13, caught on boiled bird seed with a few additives. How about that? It's watching soon away. How wide that is. We want to catch all the time, every time. Nobody likes paying to fish and catching nothing at all. I've been coarse angling for 15 years and I decided to start carp fishing about a few years ago, and I wasn't very good at first, so I decided to do a lot of research on different baits and techniques, theories, stuff like that. Scientific papers on sensory nervous systems of carp. I found some information that makes me change the way I select bait before I even purchase it. Made me cause carp mayhem on a lot of local fisheries that I was fishing, and people who know me there know that I'm not lying either. So I decided to post the theory on a few groups. I got a lot of good feedback off there, so I've decided to do a video about it because a lot of people didn't like to read thousands of paragraphs of words and scientific terms. Large bait. Companies have been using nutritionalists on their bait products for years. Celebrities use these baits all the time and catch all the time. But why? And why be more picky with the cheaper options that we always go for? Important too. About the way the sensory system works, so that you understand the importance of selecting different types of bait before you even go fishing. Low quality bait won't react as well as you would hope just because they smell nice. A carp's smell and taste is completely different to ours. Their nasal receptors will react with larger quantities of nutrients and cause a positive stimulation within the body, and that will cause a sensation of physical hunger. It's more advanced than most other freshwater species that live in the same environment as a carp. Their noses are strictly designed to detect nutrients and chemicals in the water to feed confidently. However, if they encounter food that's less nutritional, but it might taste nice, they will get what you call a neutral stimulation, and that will make them very picky. They won't feed with confidence, but they won't feel threatened by the bait either. When food has little to no nutrients, it's got bad chemicals or it has rotting matter in it, it's gone off, that'll react with the nasal receptors and it will cause a bad stimulation, and it'll give them a sensation of stress within their body, and they will feel scared by that food source, because in their nervous system and their brain, they're being told that it's toxic because it's not good for them.
Taste.
A bit different. So you want to be focusing more on taste than you do on smell. Remember, they smell nutrients and they taste flavours. They don't smell the nice, lovely, sweet smells we smell. They will pick up on the sugars in the bait, and that's what they are reacted to. So that's why you'll find sweet baits work. They have taste receptors all over their face, all over their body. They're not just in the mouth. They can taste molecules from quite far away, especially if there's a current in the water. They'll also detect nutrients once they've swallowed food, and if they have low nutrients in the food that they've swallowed, they will spit it out because of the stress sensation that they will feel based on the lack of nutrients in the bait.
Using
a tasty hook bait in an area of high nutrient bait will work effectively, because they will be drawn to the area by the nutrients, confidently feeding, and then that one nice tasty little thing draws their attention, and then they take it down, and they're hooked before they have a chance to spit it out.
why does
Matter anyway, it seems like a load of nonsense to a lot of people.
detecting
Nutrients is an adaptation a lot of wild animals have that we do not realise. It stops all of them from eating foods that are harmful to them and that are going to potentially kill them or make them very ill. So why does that make cheap baits so bad? It's mostly flavour-based baits
with low nutrients.
and usually made out of human-grade ingredients, which is not always 100% fish-friendly.
The carp are
Got to be attracted to the swim, but as soon as they analyse those nutrients and realise that the food is potentially bad for them, they will just get scared and they'll leave the area, and they will ignore your baits. They won't feed as confidently.
when there's lots.
Of nutrients in the area, they will start grubbing down and expressing lots of confidence through feeding.
Which is the reason
And why rotting baits and off baits don't work, because nutrients actually reduce when bait goes off, and then it fills up with a lot of bad chemicals, which they will pick up on that as well, and that again will make them feel stressed and scared, and they'll move away because it's not good for them.
chances when using.
Bait that's gone off are very low.
Chances when using.
In low quality bait with high attract, so it tastes nice, a 50-50 really. Me, a lot of reputable sellers and a lot of scientific articles on the internet strongly believe that a lot of nutrients in bait will increase your catch rate by a hell of a lot. You won't believe it. Maximise your chances with a variety in your mix. Bulk up your more expensive baits with lower quality baits. Add water so your high quality baits will release nutrients into your lower quality ones. So in the long run you'll use less bait with higher nutrients for a lower cost.
Find
Good quality, cheaper versions of expensive baits. Check the packagings. If they're willing to say what they put into them, then 9 times out of 10 they are going to be fish friendly, and they are going to have a lot more nutrients compared to baits that won't disclose what their ingredients are.
but if
What you're doing already is working really well, don't change. Keep your tactics the same until you need to change them. All understand the way that a carp analyses food and how we can potentially use that as an advantage when it comes to catching them.
just like
Any wild animal, if there's no food available, they're going to take what they can. So they will take lower options when they are hungry and they've not had much access to food. But These days mouse waters are tiny and they're pressured because there's one 20-pounder in there and everybody in a 30-mile radius wants to catch it. So sometimes a little parcel of nutrients pays off more than a few kg of cheap pellets or cheap coarse baits, feed baits, anything. What do? I'm here lecturing everybody and I've not really said what I actually do. I check with all of the packaging, check with sellers of boilies and pellets and stuff like that to make sure I know what's going into the bait, make sure it's all friendly for fish, and to make sure they're actually putting some added nutrients in that are going to be beneficial for the fish. I will literally go out and just buy bags and bags of birdseed because it's filled with loads of natural nutrients. If you cook it correctly, it's safe for them to eat and it is very healthy for them, and they will love it all throughout the summer. But they do tend to start going off it a little bit during the winter, down to my experience. But it is a lot cheaper, and to mix 1 kg of boilies into 4 kg of particle, you get a lot more for your money and the same nutritional benefits and the same advantages as you would if you was to go out and buy expensive bait.
This is the first one. £11 one. I'm going to seriously put the rod back. I have this thirsty little colour. Look at that. Going back, hopefully catch some more fish.
Ground bait is good in one aspect, but you don't want to be using too much at all. You just want a little bit just to soak up your flavourings. You want some boilies that are obviously going to squash in your fingers. There's 2 types in there. It doesn't really matter what type you want. I obviously go for sweet flavourings or flavoured boilies or whatever. My partner goes for other stuff. There's hemp seed in there, wheat in there, peas, all sorts of nice stuff that's full of nutritional value or nutrients, whatever you want to call them. I haven't done videos before, so I'm not expecting this to be the best, but that bait is spot on every single time, and you keep it wet because otherwise it'll stick to your scoop. That, if you could smell through the camera, you'd be very amazed. You'd want to eat that yourself. Whereas this one on the other hand, I don't think it smells very nice. This is my partner's. Same mix exactly, apart from the boilies are a different flavour. He goes for a more fishy sort of flavour than me. I tend to go for sweet, he goes for fishy. It's just one of them. His works, mine works. But at the end of the day, it's down to the nutrients, I reckon. But everyone's has their own opinion really, but with a bit of science behind me, I reckon, you know, my little theory isn't too bad, and it seems to work for me, and it works for my boyfriend, so don't think that's too bad. He doesn't put as much water in his because he doesn't use as much ground bait. He only uses a very little bit. As you can see, there's more larger particles in there, but best to have a scoop as well because it gets horrible all over your hand. One on the float, and then another rod ripped off with one that was a little bit bigger. The second of a double take.
Yeah, I'm in.
Part time, bro.
I've just put the video on. Just put my camera on.
That's on my spot, yeah?
Yeah.
You little cunt.
Yeah, I mean, it's a torch.
Oh, it's come off.
You're joking.
No,
Oh, you joking, are you, bro?
come off.
Babe, babe.
Will do.
Videos based on biting tactics and stuff like that, because now it has gone cold. I am using slightly different methods, but the principle's still the same. I still use high nutritional food, but just in smaller quantities. Yeah, I thought I'd just start with the first thing that you should know before you even go and buy any bait.
Thank you all.
Watching, hopefully this helps a lot of you in your times of need. I do appreciate any good feedback. You know, I might not have got everything specifically and scientifically spot on, so I do apologise for that. I've explained it in the best way I can without confusing too many people. Proof behind the parcel, we've caught over 95 carp, I think it is, since just July, and they're just the ones that we've taken photos of. Obviously you get the pesky little ones that we don't take photos of. We've had over 150 this year, but I dropped my phone in the pond and lost a lot of photos, so my apologies for that. I will put the link in the description to our Facebook page. If you do find any of the information useful, please feel free to subscribe. If any of you have any questions or want any advice, please feel free to ask. And if any of you have any tips for us, you know, go ahead, I don't mind. It's one of them, we help others, you can help us, and we can all be a great fishing community. Stay safe, keep catching, can at Carpers.